It is a lazy Sunday morning. You are idly clicking around online as your phone rings. Sam, a coworker of yours that you're friendly with, asks how you are and makes hurried small talk with you. You typically only ever talk to him on the phone when one of you needs a shift covered, so it's slightly awkward. You're waiting in anticipation for him to ask you to come in on short notice when he veers the conversation in a completely different direction. How do you feel about cats? He asks. Mine had kittens a few weeks ago, and I'm having an awfully hard time finding a home for the last one of the litter. You don't have any pets, right? It takes you a moment to process this new information, and you're caught off guard as he begins to earnestly try to sell you on the idea of taking the last kitten off his hands. It's not something that you had specifically considered before, and he seems fairly insistent. She's a real sweetheart, really loves people. She's got all her shots already taken care of, and the vet said she's healthy as a horse. I can bring her over by your place tonight if you're interested. You look around your apartment, try to picture a cat in it, as he continues to tell you about how cute she is. You tell him that this is all kind of sudden, and that you don't have anything for the kitten set up here. Oh, don't worry about that. I can bring over litter box and food and all that, since you'd really be helping me out of a fix. It's the least I could do. I just don't want to have to put her in a shelter. You can't help but feel like you're being guilt-tripped, but you decide to give it some serious consideration. It does get awfully lonely around your apartment, and it might feel less empty with a cat around. However, since you've been feeling so down, it might not be a good idea to take on the responsibility of a cat, even if they are fairly low maintenance. What do you do? Side note, this clearly does not take place in LA.
No, it doesn't.
Because, like, you cannot afford an apartment on your own.
Well, yeah, and finding one that you can afford on your own that's also going to be cool with you having a pet.
Yeah, that has enough space for you to imagine a cat in it.
Yeah.
Like, this does not take place in LA.
Okay, so we're in Delaware.
Yeah.
We're in, like, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, we got two options off the table for this one.
Take the cat knowing full well that you can take great care of it is not an option. Number 2, decline. Even though you'd be totally capable of taking care of it, you're not much of a cat person.
3, become a cat owner. You could use the companionship.
Number 4, decline. You're not in a good enough place to be taking on more responsibility right now. And number 5, decline. You don't like cats.
Okay, I have a qualifier question.
Okay.
Because my answer to this would go, if I'm imagining this from my real life perspective, this answer would go one way. If I'm just in the shoes of the cipher of the game, it would go a different way. Okay. So, like, I'm allergic to cats. I can't take that cat.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna. I can't hang out all day with my face like a tomato.
Yeah. But that's not on the board, so the player character is not allergic.
Okay.
Or the cat is a hypoallergenic cat.
Oh shit, you got me.
Yo.
Dude, that would be like,
if that's a hypoallergenic cat, then what?
Because this, especially, like, what's this dude's name? Sam. Sam has all the answers for all of my misgivings. Yeah. So he's like, nah, dude, hypoallergenic. There's no way you can't.
Have you ever, like, been in that position where it's like someone automatically has the counter to why you wouldn't just naturally decline something?
Oh yeah.
It's like, no, it's all good. I'll drive.
Yeah.
Or I'll give you gas money. It's like,
oh, damn it.
So it all boils down to, do you want to or not?
Yeah,
and you would feel like a shitty person for saying you would not want to.
And for that reason, I feel like under the circumstances, I would let myself get talked into becoming a cat owner.
Here's my thing. Knowing me in my day-to-day life, one, I'm just the nature of my lifestyle is not one where I could take on a pet because I'm never home. Yeah,
well, it's the same. It's the same here. It's the same for me. Being that it's a cat, like, I would be stressed, but I may be able to, like, manage, you know, at least feeding the cat a few times a day.
Yeah,
you know,
cats.
I couldn't, like, if it was a dog, this question would go very differently. Like,
yeah, because the dog does need attention. The dog does need socialization. The dog does need to be walked. Same thing with a bird. Apparently, birds, if they're not socialized with enough, they freak out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I used to read to my bird.
Yeah. Well, you probably saved his life.
Yeah, he lived a long time, so I did.
You probably were doing well. So, yeah, but a cat is kind of self-contained, so it's like, even if you have to spend, even if you have to, like, do overtime at whatever your job is, you can not feel too bad about leaving the cat alone, because cats are self-sufficient.
Well, yeah, a lot of cats, a lot of pets anyway, have, like, there's a two-tier food system where it's like, this bowl of kibble is going to sit out all day long for you to kind of chow on as you see fit. And when I'm home, I'll feed you your, like, wet food entree.
Yeah.
But it's like, they won't be remiss for food.
Yeah, you'll have your mix of meow throughout the day, and then when it's dinner time, you will have a fancy feast. A
fancy feast to sink your whiskas into.
So I feel like if it were me, I would probably decline, just because I'm not in the kind of place to take on the responsibility of a pet. But that's considering that But here's the thing: in this game, you have more of a home base. You are home more often.
Well, yeah, it's like
the player characters.
I'm usually not prone to sitting at home
as much
a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say
I would this, like, decline. You're not saying you're not in a good enough place to take on that responsibility. That is, like, what I would want to say. Yeah. I just feel like I would let myself get talked into taking it.
Yeah.
Like,
but here's me doing the metagame thing. I think this cat is basically a power-up.
Oh, shit.
I think the cat is a power-up, because later on the cat is going to become basically like a therapy animal.
Okay.
Not necessarily like you go get a therapy animal vest on him, but I feel like the game is going to pan out where the cat
loves lasagna.
The cat, it will become soothing to have somebody in your life who hates Mondays as much as you do.
Dude. Like, we both don't want to go to work today.
No, I think the cat, just because it is something that you are sharing your home with, that is reliant on you, it will become a motivator that'll get you up and a little more motivated.
Well, yeah, and I feel like there's something about it. I'm a dog person, but I feel like in the psychological side of things, a dog is the guy who's like, hey, come on, you can, yeah. Whereas, like, a cat is sort of the dude you would look across the room and you guys would just kind of nod at each other and be like, yeah, I know, right? Like,
and I feel like given that this is about someone with depression, I feel like having the dog that comes up to you and looks sad, and it's like, if you're down, your dog can tell, and your dog gets sad when you're sad, and then that makes you feel sadder.
I'm making you sad.
And then you feel sad for making the dog sad.
And then you're like, I'm a shitty person because I'm making my friend feel bad.
Yeah, I'm a shitty person because I can't take care of this dog. All this dog wants is to walk, and I didn't take the dog for a walk because I'm a shitty person. Whereas with the cat, it's just like, the worst that's going to happen with the cat is, like, you come home and maybe something's scratched up, or he has to walk over your keyboard.
Or it's a normal episode.
Or it's a normal episode. So I'm going to say we're going to take the cat.
We're going to take that cat.
We're taking the cat.
Depression cured.
You cured. You did it. You won the game.
Is there a Game Shark for this?
Yes.
Can we enter? Can you enter like Dr. Mario style? Just be like, okay, Xanax, Zoloft, Wellbutrin, we beat the game.
I want to see somebody speed run Depression Quest.
Alright, okay, cat. Alright, next. Go to the party. Next, yeah, beat it. 10 minutes.
Told my mom I'm fine. Done.
I conquered depression. You accept the offer of the kitten and hang up shortly after making arrangements for when your coworker can drop her off tonight. Let's discuss the possibility of ending the war tonight. After hanging up, you worry about if you've suddenly taken on a responsibility that you can't handle, and hope you don't make a small animal suffer for it. You're not entirely sure what to expect, and you spend the rest of the afternoon researching cat care online and trying to think of a name.
Oh man, I hope we get to enter the name.
Oh shit. Alright. You think of a name.
Okay.
The evening rolls around, and you hear a knock at your door, startling you out of reading Wikipedia entirely too hard. I like this version. You take possession of a small, terrified black and white kitten in a carrier, along with everything you need to start taking care of. Man, this guy really wanted you to take the cat. He's like, here's a jungle gym, here's some kitty litter, here's a year's supply of food.
He just comes in with this like U-Haul trailer full of a Petco section.
So many amenities to where, like, to decline is just to out yourself as a shit person.
And then he pulls out this giant wad of bills and just starts making it rain all the money you'll ever need to buy sand, cat litter, and cat food in your whole life.
This guy is just, like, prepared in the worst way.
He bought you a robot that will feed the cat for you. So basically it's like he's just smiling at you being like, now if you tell me you don't want the cat, you're an asshole.
You're an asshole.
Okay.
Man, fuck you. You take her into your bedroom, close the door, and open the door to the carrier excitedly. She cowers in the back of it, and you back off. Feeling slightly defeated, you remember what you researched on introducing a kitten to a new home and leave her alone to go mess around with your computer, hopefully checking over your shoulder every so often to see if she has come out yet. She hides inside her carrier periodically, making sorrowful cat howls long enough for you to start worrying that she already doesn't like you. But by the time you go to bed, she's curled up at the foot of it, eyeing you nervously before falling asleep. Over the next few days, you gain her trust, and she begins affectionately following you around, sleeping on you, and hopping up on you anytime you sit down to do some work.
All right.
Buddy.
We got the cat.
Hell yeah.
Cat acquired.
Unlocked. Character unlocked. Cat.
It's late Friday afternoon, and quitting time is just around the corner. Well, why is quitting time capitalized?
Because it's a nationally recognized part of the day. It's a national holiday of every day. You get to take work off because you've worked enough.
A bright, clear day is giving way to a still, temperate evening. You can hear your coworkers all around you anxiously making plans for their evenings and weekends, but you're really looking forward to just going home and resting after what's turned out to be a very long and taxing work week. Just before the end of your shift, you get a call from Alex. It seems a group of your mutual friends are heading out to a nearby pub for dinner and drinks to celebrate the end of the week, and they want to know if you'd like to come along. Is the end of the week something people normally celebrate?
Another one!
Oh, dude, we made
Another week! Woo! Holy shit, only 50 more of these! And then next year! We'll have a whole year!
And then we just gotta do that like a couple...
just a couple, score times.
And then we'll be dead!
Alright! Then we'll have acquired one life. Yeah, it's like everything's a milestone. Quitting time is like the day version, and then a week is like, the week. And then, at the end of every year. These people are milestone obsessed.
Yes.
It's like we've broken it down.
You tentatively tell her that you're emotionally exhausted from the work week, and a social outing like that would just take too much out of you today. You encourage her to go and have a good time since you know it's been a while since she's gone out with friends, but the effort feels futile since you know that she isn't going to go without you. A couple hours later, the two of you find yourselves in a familiar position on the couch watching comedy shows on Netflix, a box of pizza open on the coffee table in front of you. As you look across the couch at her, you start to feel anxious. You feel bad about effectively forcing the two of you to stay in tonight again. While you are always appreciative of your partner's efforts to take your feelings into account and help make sure you're socially comfortable, you sincerely worry that you're holding her back from enjoying a more fulfilling relationship. While she does seem to enjoy spending time with you, as the two of you sit in comfortable, almost contented silence watching old shows you've each seen 2 or 3 times before, your ever-increasing fear that your relationship is becoming one-sided weighs more and more heavily on you. You feel more than ever like a burden or a ward to her, and it's virtually impossible for you to see what value you could possibly offer to her in return. Worst of all, this nagging fear has made you feel more self-conscious than ever, withdrawing effort inwards, and you've started to pull away even from Alex herself. What do you do?
I'll tell you what you don't do. You know, despite the bad times, your girlfriend sincerely loves you. Relationships are a two-way street, and you resolve to always be there for her like she has been for you. But you can't do that.
Number 2, tell Alex how important she is to you and enjoy your evening.
Also can't do that. So number 3, Ask Alex if she's happy with your relationship. Ooh. Or
No.
4.
Don't say anything. You're already worried about her being upset with you.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Oh, man. This is a toughie. This is a huffy bicycle of a toughie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I feel like number 2 would be my strategy, but that is not on.
We can't do that.
We can't do that. Number 2 would be my strategy.
Yeah, it would. And same here. Like, hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah. You good, you.
You good. I know you're doing me a solid right now, sitting here on this couch watching not the Cosby Show.
Oh, fuck. That was I thought you were going to say not the Cosby's, which was...
Oh, no, not that porno.
Yeah. Oh, no. I swear to God, I cannot imagine, like, what has happened to not the Cosby's since the Cosby story has broken out.
The next installment isn't even a porno, it's just an
apology.
Indictment and an apology.
Yeah.
Like, they wrote the second episode so the entire, Huxtable family just gets on Cosby's ass. Oh shit! How did you get in there? Yeah. Have you been in there this whole time? Where?
In bed.
We're in bed?
Yeah, my back is all fucked up.
No.
Erica's in the booth.
Hey, what's
folks.
up?
Don't have a back. Backs are the leading source of back pain.
I know, right?
Yeah, 100% of back pain comes from the back.
From the back.
100%
100% of back pain comes from baby got back.
back pain comes from beans and rice not missing you.
Oh shit. Alright, what are we gonna do about this? This is a pickle,
I feel
George.
okay. So
pickle.
3 could start a very uncomfortable conversation,
Which is why I feel like,
but
unless extreme circumstance prevails, I would probably wind up at 4.
I feel like 3 could backfire very badly. But again, it's like my mindset is still always, if I don't do it, I'm gonna feel bad having not done it.
Well, yeah,
like,
you were
it's
very proactive.
It's just more like I just don't want to stew in my own thoughts because I know that's going to get super uncomfortable super fast.
Yeah.
If I can just do something to interrupt me thinking on it too much, I'm going to get fucked up. Or if I don't interrupt that, I'm going to get fucked up. So,
I mean, that's a proactive choice. If we're thinking game strategy, asking is a proactive choice.
yeah.
It's an active
But this
choice.
is Depression Quest. You're not supposed to be proactive. You have a medical condition that makes you not proactive.
But this is an option, and
Yeah.
we could beat the game. Our cat and our proactivity could make us unpressed.
That's right. We have the cat now. We
unlocked the cat.
we have the cat power up, so maybe that's going to give us the extra mana to power through this relationship question.
That's the only mythical thing, though. Just it's all really normal situations based on depression, but you also have to collect and use mana.
It's like you got the cat, you have the potion, and now you cast. So are we okay?
Are we okay?
Are we okay? I cast. Are we okay? So we're gonna roll 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask Alex if she's happy with your relationship.
You look over at Alex, who hasn't noticed you watching her yet, and you try to parse the expression on her face. You worry that it's one of sheer boredom and bare tolerance. You wonder if she's thinking about all the fun things she could have been doing tonight if she wasn't trapped on this couch with you, ordering from the same 3 takeout places that you always order from. A sense of disappointing A
sense of disappointing creeps over you as you picture what the night could have been if you had just accepted the invitation she had made earlier.
I know this is a pretty boring Friday night for you. Are you really happy being here with me? I mean, being like this?
She turns to look at you, forehead wrinkled. Why do you ask me that so often? You feel her body stiffen and pull away from yours just a little.
Well, I mean, You start, but are unable to try and think of how to answer.
Fuck. We
Fuck.
fucked up.
We fucked up, dude.
Undo.
Undo. Go back.
Oh no! To take a stim pack.
Can we use the cat as like one undo? It's like we'll forfeit the cat if we could go back a step. We traded the cat.
Okay, number 1 is crossed out. It's probably silly, but it's reassuring when I hear that we're on the same page.
Number 2, also crossed out. I want to make sure I'm right for you. Oh.
Number 3 is I know it's not what you'd usually be up to.
Number 4, I don't know. I guess I get kind of worried when you're getting you're getting bored sometimes.
Number 5, never mind.
Ooh.
Oh.
I would probably 3 this one.
Yeah, 3 sounds like Nevermind is too obvious. 3 is a way out of it without getting too deep into it.
And it demonstrates like a base level of sympathy.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm sorry, you know?
Yeah.
I know this ain't your jam.
And it's also number 4 is, I guess I get kind of worried that you're getting bored sometimes. Number 4 is digging more into the matter. And the matter is, like, you're feeling insecure.
Yeah.
So number 4 is digging into addressing that, what you're feeling insecure about. But number 4 is also, like, basically all about you. Whereas number 3, you kind of are... With number 3, you're kind of making it gliding a little easier because you're appealing to Alex.
Yeah. Well, just judging by the way this has sort of progressed, I don't think we the Cypher are equipped for number 4.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're equipped for the box that will open and things we'll have to deal with.
We're not going to be
trip over ourselves.
We're not going to be able to withstand what comes out of going down 4, so 3 sounds better.
Trey Pace.
I know it's not what you usually be up to.
Alex frowns. What do you mean by that?
I just mean you usually like going out and doing things, partying and stuff, you know?
She sighs and falls against the couch. It's not like I want to do those things all the time. I like nights in too, just like everyone else. She turns to you, frustration wearing on her face. Sometimes, I swear it feels like you don't know me at all.
It's not that, your voice trails off and you notice that she has an exasperated look on her face that you've seen once or twice when you have conversations like this. Conversations where you're poorly expressing your own self-doubt and insecurities, seeking reassurance but really feeling like you're making things worse.
She sighs again, this time louder, turning towards the flickering screen. I like spending time with you, okay? If I didn't, I wouldn't be here.
The annoyed tone in her voice makes you think otherwise, but you take it as a sign that you should probably drop it for now, and you feel badly for upsetting things.
So you drop the bass.
Wait, hang on. Wait,
Oh shit, did they change?
Yeah, oh wait, it's the same on this page, so I'll just read off of this page. You are deeply depressed. Even activities you used to enjoy hold little or no interest for you, and you exist in a near constant state of lethargy.
No.
You are not currently seeing a therapist. You are not currently taking medication for depression.
We're not doing well.
Yeah.
It is a breezy Sunday afternoon. Still Sunday?
Yeah, I think
Fuck Sunday.
I think this is a new Sunday.
Oh, okay. You've allowed Amanda, an old friend from school that is in town for the weekend, to talk you into leaving the house for coffee and catch up. Catch up. You meet her in a small cafe and talk about what you've been up to since you've last seen each other, and you can't help but feel like they're a lot more accomplished and interesting than you are while listening to them talk about their life after school. When it's your turn to brief them on your activities, you feel anxious and ashamed and give a very abbreviated version. You try to talk about your job as little as possible, and you feel incredibly boring while you describe it, despite her expressing sincere interest in you and your life. Amanda has known you long enough to read your mood and tone of voice. She leans in to ask a question while gently touching your hand, a look of genuine concern on her face. What's wrong? Do you not do number 1?
Suggest a change of location and confide in her honestly.
Do you not do number 2?
Test the waters and open up a little, hoping she'll understand.
Do you number 3?
Insist that nothing is wrong and change the subject.
Do you number 4?
Defensively ask what she means by that.
Do you? Number 5.
Notice that your hands are shaking.
Ah, plot twist.
Oh no! Why is your hand shaking?
Ooh.
Are we horny for Amanda?
Oh God.
Like, is the relationship with Alex going to be in jeopardy?
Oh shit, man.
Like, are we going to do something rash with Amanda to try and get out of the funk?
Are we going to act out?
Are we going to act out? Are we going to BoJack this?
Are we going to BoJack this? No, we can't.
We can't. We can't be the horsemen.
I kind of want to notice that my hands are shaking just because it's observational. And
like, that's something that has to be addressed because that's like a bad tell.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't get defensive, probably.
Yeah, defensive doesn't sound right.
And I don't know. I don't know if I would actually insist that nothing is wrong and just change the subject. I might.
Yeah. Again, I would do Basically, I would do number 1 without asking for a change in location.
Yeah.
Possibly. Number 2 sounds more likely.
I'd probably 2.
I'd probably 2, but 2 isn't an option.
Yeah.
Maybe that means we're in real life not as bad as player character.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
we're just, mildly depressed.
Yeah. Maybe we actually don't feel as shitty as we think we do.
This is great. This is making me feel better.
Yeah, it's like
I feel bad for Game Me.
Yeah, Game Me. Oh no! At least you got the cat.
At least you got that sick cat. Where's the cat been? What if the cat's dead? We haven't been home.
Have we been feeding the cat? Is the cat okay?
Where's the subplot about the cat? I need to know.
We're probably just thinking about the cat to avoid dealing with this stuff with Amanda.
Oh shit!
We're literally
we're
literally doing in that moment what like happens in your brain where it's just like. This is really bad uncomfortable. I wonder if my cat's okay. Let me think about that instead.
And now my hands are shaking.
I guess number 5.
Yeah, let's notice our hands.
Yeah.
Alright. Notice dim hands.
It's such a small question, but it feels like a blow to the gut. You surprise yourself when you realize that your tightly clenched fists are now beginning to shake slightly. Despite your best efforts, you feel tears begin to sting at your eyes. You try to disguise this by tilting your head up and praying that they'll suck back in. She suggests that you two get out of there, and you feel mortified. She offers to go back to your apartment with you, but the two of you end up talking in her car for 2 hours as the words just pour forth from you. Amanda seems unsure of what to say at times, but she listens and rubs your back as you sob and talk.
Oh shit.
She asks if you've gone to a doctor about this, and you admit that you haven't. She mentions that her mother is seeing a very good therapist in town and offers to ask her about it. You're not thrilled about the idea of going to a therapist, and even less thrilled that Amanda might be telling someone about your problems, but she persists and tells you that she'll email you the doctor's contact information later in the week.
Oh shit. Alright, let's go. It's a glaringly sunny Monday.
Ugh.
And one of the few days that your mother... Oh, your brother.
I don't have a brother.
Mom's name is Malcolm. And one of the few days that your brother Malcolm is in town.
Damn it, Malcolm.
Free long enough for you to actually see each other. You have a dental appointment that day, but you make plans for him to pick you up afterward. Your appointment takes a little longer than expected because your dentist tells you that you've started grinding your teeth in your sleep to a worrying degree.
Oh no.
We are not doing well.
Oh fuck.
Given how nearly everything in your life has been feeling enormous and stressful lately, this doesn't come as a surprise to you. He suggests that you try to reduce your stress levels and fits you for a night guard. It feels awkward and too big for your mouth, and you feel embarrassed looking at your puffed out face in the mirror with it in. You finish up the appointment in a hurry and leave about a half an hour overdue for meeting your always punctual brother in the parking lot. Damn, poor guy, 90-minute wait. You finish as quickly as possible and leave the building to scan the parking lot for your brother's car, but you don't see his old Civic anywhere. You pass by a blue Camaro and jump as it beeps at you, causing you to jump in surprise. It takes you a moment for to realize it, but it's Malcolm in the driver's seat. You hop in the passenger seat and compliment him on his new ride, and he mentions that it's a perk of a promotion he's recently obtained at work.
Bastard.
Motherfucker. He starts telling you, what if he's got the same work? That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
You get a promotion at, like, the same, like, low-level job you do. He starts telling you about how much more money he's making, how his career is really taking off, and how he's starting to look at houses with his wife soon.
I hope number 1, or I hope number 3, because that's the one that isn't crossed out, is kill him.
Hey, this could take a turn.
Yeah.
And
that would be acting out.
Especially now in the public discussion where it's like... I was reading something earlier today about like our sort of warped view on depression in society and how it's either like you suck it up or you're insane.
Yeah.
I like your...
I'll have to tell you a story later.
I like your strapula.
My strapulae.
Strapula.
You strapulate for my scapulae.
Yeah.
Extrapolate your scapula. You clutch the bag containing the night guard in your hand and feel yourself clench your teeth as you think of your crummy apartment and how long it's been since you've been able to take a day off work without having to worry about making ends meet. He's only 2 years older than you, but it feels like he's eons ahead of you in every other respect of your lives. So, he asks, how did your appointment go? Did you get drilled full of holes or what? A sense of shame creeps over you. Do you not, one?
Why is our brother such a dick? So, how'd your appointment go, little Bree? Did you get your head drilled full of holes? Because you got holes in your head?
Because you're shitty at oral hygiene.
And shitty at your work? Get in my Camaro.
Get in my Camaro and let me talk to you about how much money I make now.
I'm going to buy a house with my wife.
I can't be that oblivious to the point that I don't know that you kind of are leading an unsatisfying life right now.
So do you not do, 1, laugh about your dorky night guard with your brother, 2, tell him about the night guard and why you need it? Neither are options.
3, you could lie and tell him it was a routine cleaning. Or 4, tell him about your tooth grinding problem, but not the stress causing it. Oh man, that's hard actually.
I would say 4?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, tell him about your tooth grinding problem, but not the stress causing it.
Get on Grindr.
The dentist said I'm apparently grinding my teeth too much when I sleep. Oh, Malcolm replies, been stressed out lately, kiddo? Deciding that you don't really want to go into it, you tell him that you don't think that's the case and it's probably just a random thing. He doesn't pry farther and instead begins reminiscing with you about the time you chipped a baby tooth because he accidentally knocked you over once. You go out for dinner and catch up on things, but you still feel somewhat distracted by the gnawing anxiety in the back of your mind. Though you enjoy your brother's company, you still feel like you want nothing more than to go home and hide from the world tonight. It becomes hard for you to try and stuff all of your horrible feelings down and go emotionless when someone like the dentist can see a fraction of what goes on inside your head. It leaves you feeling embarrassed and weak, and you hate yourself for feeling that way.
Yep.
You wonder if you're really fooling anyone into thinking you're a normal person, and then wonder if your brother knows and is hanging out with you out of pity tonight. After he drops you back off at your apartment, you throw the night guard out. You can't stand to even look at the thing.
Dude, that was probably expensive. Alright.
Well, maybe we have insurance. Maybe this is in Canada.
It's molded to our teeth. Which is actually kind of fun whenever they got that like pink shit out and like molded your teeth.
I never had to have that done.
I never had like a night guard, but they would mold you for like retainers and shit.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. It's a dry Sunday. We had a lot of Sundays.
Yeah.
Which is my least favorite day. This is good.
Yeah, basically it's almost like the week just kind of blurs into this recursive cycle of Sundays where it's like, oh god, I don't want to go back to work tomorrow.
And then occasionally the Monday where it's like, oh fuck, it's Monday, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
We haven't had a casual Tuesday in a while. You grab, it's a dry Sunday morning. You grab your morning coffee and scoot your rapidly growing kitten off your... It's growing at an alarming rate. It's so big.
Oh, no!
It's bigger than the fridge. You scoot your rapidly growing cat off your office chair and, despite her protests, sit down at your desk to check your email. A new message pops up in your inbox. Almost as soon as you do, it's from Amanda, and you remember your meeting in the cafe and awkwardly bringing up your feelings to her. Subject, hey buddy. Body, hey, sorry, it's been a few weeks. I meant to get this to you sooner, but it took a while for me to get a hold of my folks back home. Dad told me to say hi, by the way. Anyway, I remembered what we talked about last time I saw you, and I hope you aren't insulted, but I asked my mom for the number of her, for her therapist. Don't worry, I didn't tell her who it was for. I think she's worried about me now, though. Anyway, the number is 647-723-5274. It's a really good office. You should look into it. Talking to someone never hurts. If you're worried about money, don't be. They're one of the few that has a really good sliding scale fee system and won't charge you anything you can't afford. I hope you're feeling better. It was really nice to see you again. Hey. Come on. What you doing, Cheer up, yo. It's still early enough that you could call and make an appointment today. Your kitten curls up in your lap as you consider what to do, but you're not going to do number one.
Call the therapist number. You're looking forward to the help you think they can offer.
And you're not going to do number two.
Try your luck and call the number, even though the mere thought of talking to someone makes you anxious. She cared enough to send it to you after all.
3. Sleep on it and see how you're feeling in the morning. You're not keen on the idea at all, but you don't want to disappoint Amanda. 4. Close the email without thinking more of it. This has been embarrassing enough already.
First off, let's call the number and see what happens.
Diss my shit.
Yeah, call the number.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm afraid. What if we have to start confessing our innermost stresses and anxieties?
Put it on speaker.
What if it's like for like a band? What if it's just viral marketing for some like weird band?
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Welcome to Therapy Toronto. To speak to any therapist, please enter their phone extension now. For the member directory, press 2, or visit the contact page at www.therapytoronto.ca. For more information,
Winnie the Pooh works
please
at this
enter
office.
201.
It's an
Live
actual.
support from 9 a.m. to 6
Is it an
p.m.
actual
daily.
therapist office in Toronto?
Yeah.
For our address, press 8.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's an actual therapist office in Toronto.
Well done.
Wow.
I mean, I figured it had to link to something relevant, but yeah.
Well, I was
that
expecting like maybe it was like just a standing fake like promo number for something, but I did not.
or just like a general like depression helpline. Or
Yeah.
something like that. You know, but
That is interesting.
I guess it's a legit office. I feel like I would go with 3.
Yeah.
Like I'd still be like, I should.
maybe.
Like I don't want to do it now because it's too like gung ho.
It's too whatever, but yeah.
But I wouldn't just be like, 3?
3.
Trey Pace. Alright. The thought of picking up the phone and calling someone about this right now is overwhelming. Sure, you're having a hard time lately and have motivation issues, but you really are. But are you really in need of therapy? Shouldn't you be able to just get over it yourself? What if they put you on medication that makes you feel like a zombie? What if you go and the therapist looks down on you? What will Alex think about this? Trying to think about all these things at once makes it feel like a very big deal, and you decide to take your time and think on it. The rest of the day passes quickly, and that night you have a hard time trying to sleep because your brain is too busy thinking about all these things and imagining all of the ways it could go horribly wrong. The next morning you check your email again with blurry eyes and a mewing kitten. Amanda's email is still there, seemingly waiting for you. You are no more decided than you were yesterday. What now?
1. Just call already. It can't hurt to check it out.
But we can't do that. But we could do 2. Call after wrestling with it for a few minutes longer.
3. Don't call. This is way too much for you to be able to deal with right now.
Moment of truth.
Maybe it's a good sign to see that only one option is X'd out.
Yeah?
So, I say 2.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. You read through Amanda's email 2 or 3 times, then sit and stare at your computer for a while. While the memory of that uncomfortable conversation makes you feel newly embarrassed and self-conscious, part of you is also encouraged by the fact that she cared enough to get back to you at all. Yeah. Sitting in front of your computer, you start to question things like whether or not Amanda sent you this number out of pity, or perhaps some sense of obligation after having listened to you. You question her motives and the validity of her concern, and whether or not you think seeing a therapist would even be helpful. Yet, almost unconsciously, you reach for your phone, and before you realize what's happening, you're listening to the therapist's line ring. Before you can bring yourself to hang up, you're listening to the slightly clinical but not unpleasant voice of the receptionist ask how she can help you. I'd like to make an appointment with the doctor, you manage to stammer out. The conversation is quick and not nearly as unpleasant as you were fearing, and quicker than you can say Freudian slip, you've scheduled an appointment. Quicker than you realize, appointment day rolls around. What do you do?
Create your own line of novelty post-it notes called Freudian slips. Sorry, that's not a real option. But you know what is an unreal option in context is, number one, go to the therapist's office. We do not have that as an option. Number two, we do.
Head to the therapist's office even though you're totally unsure of what to expect.
3, sit in your car, terrified, and try to talk yourself into or out of going.
Number 4, just the thought of going to your appointment ties your stomach in knots. You crawl back into bed.
I mean, I would probably do 2.
I mean, we would...
But
2 is the best option available.
I mean, I feel like at this point... I mean, you know, and this is a portrait of your thought process as well, but, you know, like, we're kind of deciding how depressed our cipher is right now.
Yeah. I mean, clearly not so far gone that 2 is no longer an option.
Yeah. Yeah, samesies. So let's go with 2 then?
Yeah.
Killer Joe.
Killer Joe.
You have your first session with your new therapist, Dr. Susan Melville, daughter of Herman. A tall woman in
cousin of Moby.
Moby's dick. Sorry. That's the...
A tall woman in her mid-40s.
With a disarming demeanor and patient eyes with the start of the slightest smile lines. She makes you feel comfortable fairly easily, which is a pleasant surprise after all of your anxiety over the appointment. As you leave, you make your second appointment. You're still skeptical about all of this, but figure you might as well see where this goes. The hardest part, it seems, is taking the first step. You're still not sure if and how you're going to tell your family or your partner, but you figure you'll deal with that when the time comes. Either way, you feel relieved that you managed to see this through instead of being paralyzed with worry over it. Even if nothing comes of it, you did something you said you would, and instead of flaking out or running away. You're emotionally exhausted when you get home and collapse into bed. You sleep better that night than you have in a week, and you're not sure if it's because you were so tired when you got home or if it's because of the therapist.
Very little detail on how the appointment goes.
Well, you know, it's your first appointment. It's usually, you know...
Just like, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, like, let's just see if we can establish a rapport and maybe address the surface. You know?
Yeah, it's all very rapport building.
We got a Wednesday.
A Wednesday?
Holy shit, it's not a...
I'm gonna be going up on a Wednesday.
Going up on a Wednesday.
It is early on a Wednesday morning.
Up on a Tuesday.
Thank you, Cal.
Thank you, Cal Chichester.
It is early on a Wednesday morning. Lately, you've developed a nasty habit of waking up 10 to 20 minutes before your alarm rings, and unfortunately today is no exception. You lay in bed, each minute ticking closer and closer to wake-up time, and passing on a swelling wave of ever-encroaching dread. Sooner than you would like, your alarm blares with caustic inevitability. You frantically pound the snooze button and then retreat under your blankets, as if the warmth of your comforter can shield you from the passage of time. You almost always have difficulty rising from bed, but today that simple task seems nothing short of Herculean. After several snooze cycles, you decide that you just can't deal with work today. You're incapable of even rousing yourself from bed, let alone going into work and having to force yourself through a workday. Not to mention you've snoozed so many times that it would be impossible to make it on time now anyways. What do you do?
Not hop out of bed and start getting ready for work. You'll be late, but it's better than not going at all.
2, head into work. At least you can leave early if it gets too unbearable.
3, call your boss to tell him that you're sick and won't be in today.
You are very depressed. You spend a large amount of time sleeping, hating yourself, and have very little energy or motivation. So I feel like we've gone down we started off at this level, and then we dipped further down, and now we're back up at the level we started.
Yeah, that cat didn't do shit.
You've spent some time on a therapist's couch. You're having difficulty finding the motivation to continue going to your sessions.
Well,
I feel like heading to work.
Yeah, I feel like I'd want to call out, but I would just be like, we have to go to work. Like,
Yeah, I would want to call out, but it's also like it's too close to when you would have to be in any way to like make calling out not be a big deal.
Yeah, gotta be sponse.
Yeah.
In spite of the fact that your body is actively fighting you literally every step of the way, you somehow manage to drag yourself out of bed and make your way into work. Surprisingly, you end up being about 5 minutes late. You end up only being about 5 minutes late. It's not that bad. And nobody seems to notice or care. Though when you woke up, the simple act of being even physically present at your job seemed like an impossibility. You are surprised at your own ability to push on through the day. While you are far from enjoying or indeed even really coping with the dullness of your job today, you seem to have slipped into a trance-like state of automation, and time is nevertheless passing. Eventually, the end of the day rolls around, and you head home, utterly exhausted, but at the same time almost proud of yourself from having stuck it out.
Wait, you are depressed, interaction is exhausting, and you are becoming more and more withdrawn. You are seeing a therapist, even though you doubt anything she says could make you feel better. You are not currently taking medication for depression.
Is number one... Didn't we see this before? Or did we not? Have we come back to here?
I feel like we rose a little bit.
Yeah.
We're just baseline depressed now. We're not super depressed. We don't have depression picante.
We don't hate ourselves in this one, but I feel like we've seen this exact phrase earlier.
Yeah, I feel like that exact phrase has been incorporated into a longer message. So we still have that symptom. Interaction is still rough, but
for sure. Oh God!
Oh, we're just seeing a lot of red at the bottom. We're all but one options.
Oh God! It's 2 a.m. on a Sunday.
It's 2 a.m. on a Sunday, and you have work in the morning.
Boy, howdy. Let's see how this one goes.
You roll over to see the sickly green glow of the time displayed on your LED alarm clock and let out an exasperated sigh. You've been trying to fall asleep for over 3 hours now to no avail. Every time your head hits the pillow, you're overcome with anxious thoughts that wrap themselves around each other. Worries about your job lead to worries about your future, lead to worries about your very identity, and you're unable to shake them off long enough to doze off.
Woo!
Your eyes won't even stay shut as your mind races through imagined scenarios going horribly wrong, which you promptly attribute to your general worthlessness. Your thoughts run too fast for you to come to a satisfying conclusion on any one of them. Your room is completely silent, but the silence is given way to a loud static noise rattling around inside your head. Your heart beats loudly, and you worry it's beating a little too fast. You worry that if you focus too strongly on your racing heart, you'll freak yourself out hard enough that you have a heart attack. You have to be awake for work in a mere 8 hours, and you know that your work is so much worse on only a few hours sleep. What do you do?
Are we still just depressed, or do we have an anxiety disorder, or will that be a plot twist on the way?
I think maybe the depression, based on how you deal with it, can trigger moments of anxiety.
Oh. So, what do you do? Not much, apparently. Number one, which we won't be doing, is force yourself to sleep.
Also, number 2, go to bed. It shouldn't be that hard.
Also, number 3, just close your eyes and let it happen. Why won't your thoughts back off for 5 seconds?
Number 4, no go. Snap out of it. What is wrong with you? Why can't you stop stressing out for 5 seconds?
Number 5, also no go. You're probably going to go into work tomorrow exhausted and fuck everything up and get fired.
The options here actually are... It's like your attitude is seeping into the options way thicker than it has before.
Yeah.
Number 6, go to your computer. Sleep is clearly not happening no matter how long you lay here. You are depressed, interaction is exhausting, and you are becoming more and more withdrawn. You are seeing a therapist, even though you doubt anything she says could make you feel better.
You're not currently taking medications.
So...
I guess we only have one choice.
Yeah. So next time on Dank Ass Stubs, we're going to go to the computer.
Going to the computer. The exciting... probably not the conclusion, because this would be a really bad conclusion. It's just we sit in front of the computer forever.
Until we die.
Until we die.
Yeah. But the exciting continuation of Depression Quest on Dank Ass Stubs will continue
Same bat time, same bat channel.
So stay tuned for going to the computer.
For going to the computer. And until then, stay depressed.
Stay sad.
Stay sad.
Just stay in your bed forever.
But hey, I mean, you know, as long as you're in bed, why don't you make yourself a thick, juicy steak?
Yes.
And nothing goes better with a thick, juicy steak than a marinade.
By Dank Ass Stubs, Dank Ass Rubs! And
fine seasonings, herbs, and spices for your next shindig.
We have a exciting new announcement. Dank Ass Stubs, Dank Ass Rubs is now the official spice source for the Meats on Hook exhibition / food court at Terrorween Spooky Days.
I love it when two of our sponsors get together and form just a baby of industry.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
So tune in next time, and remember, kids, stay frank.
And once again, I'm Aaron.
I'm Jerry. And he's Aaron. And I'm Jerry.
And he's Jerry.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're all Jerry.
Stay dank, won't you?
Signing off.